The Chevrolet Corvette making its debut in GT2 after a long and successful run in GT1. For more on some reborn American muscle, say hello to Kelly Stavist.
Bill, there seems to be no real new car blues for the two Corvettes who were quick right out of the box, qualifying 6th and 3rd in their GT2 debut. Johnny O'Connell's number 3 car will start 3rd, but Johnny, this is one of the toughest lineups we've seen in the GT2 class. So what are your expectations first time out?
You know what, Corvette Racing knows how to build a speedy car, and I think it's really appropriate that we're here, you know, mixing it up with the Porsches, Ferraris, and BMWs. And, you know, we haven't done the running that we really would have liked to, but, you know what, everybody at Pratt & Miller knows how to build a race car, and the relationship that we've had with production at Corvette and the ZR1, you know, there's a reason we're this, you know, far up, you know, with our debut. We want to, you know, improve on the car, and I think that we will, and give Corvette fans around the world something to cheer for.
Bill, you can hear the excitement in Johnny's voice. All 4 of these Corvette drivers walking around with smiles on their face this weekend.
You bet they are, Kelly. Thanks a lot. There are 6 return of the Corvette, marking its debut in GT2. No entrant has won more series races than Corvette, 70 victories. 2 of the new Corvettes are here this weekend and will compete for the balance of the 2009 season.
To get someplace where we had great competition and great competition from around the globe. So when you look at the manufacturers with which we're going to be competing, BMW, Ferrari, Porsche, Jaguar, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. These are the marks that we compete with in the showroom, and now they're going to be the marks we compete with on the racetrack. And I'll tell you what, because they're so production relevant, they're very representative of what you can buy. And when you start with a great street car like the Corvette ZR1, you're going to end up with a great race car.
But really, for all of us, you know, making the switch, you know, it's getting used to the steel rotors versus the carbon, less power, less grip. But so far, we're all enjoying it because we're actually sliding the car a little bit more, and it's proven to be a lot of fun.
We're very excited to do it here. This is a great racetrack, a technical racetrack, a terrific spectator venue. Everybody has history here. All the manufacturers love coming. This is the place we needed to debut that car because it's going to be double throwdown. Get ready. It's UFC on wheels.
And talking to Doug here this weekend, you can tell that whole team is excited, but the 2 big things he brought out is that car, that GT2 car, basically is 10 years in development, getting ready for here. And the other thing you hear here now in American Le Mans Series is return on investment, ROI, and that's exactly what the Corvette is going to deliver here because of its popularity, a huge return on investment with the success they've experienced.
Absolutely. I mean, Corvette is now a global brand, so they're going to Le Mans, they're winning championships and races over there as well. But for Corvette Racing, this is so important, the debut of this GT2 machine. They've had things their own way a little bit in the last few years in GT1, but boy, they have the GT2 paddock shaking in their boots right now.
And this is the Corvette corrals right outside the stands. They have to limit the number of cars they bring in there because it's such a popular car. It's right next to the TV compound, so it takes a few extra minutes to get to the TV compound just because you want to stop and look at all those Corvettes out
there. The Risi Ferrari, so Magnussen on a charge here. The Corvette boys, what a debut. Qualifying 3rd and running towards the front of this GT2 pack. Tricky corner, this one, the carousel turn under braking coming in. You've got to be really careful, and then accelerating onto this front straightaway.
Well, Calvin, and they actually say these GT2 Corvettes handle the same in all corners, which is different from the GT1. But when I talked to Doug Feehan before the race, he said, yes, we were on pace in qualifying, but he said, I don't think the rest of the GT2 field can keep that pace because of tire wear. He thinks that they'll eventually drop off. And he said, we think we can keep that pace and not experience the same tire wear. And he said that on top of our pit strategy, they're going to try 2 different pit strategies depending on how the yellows play out. And our pit execution, as you know, they're some of the best down here. He thinks it's going to give them a big advantage today.
Thanks, Kelly. And it's also interesting to watch the fact the Corvettes aren't just racing each other anymore. That's what Kelly was talking about. And they talked about how they'll be able to use different strategies with 2 different cars against the competition. The GT2 leaders in that GT2 Corvette.
And he is one of the studs in GT racing. He's also been very fast in prototypes during the course of his career. but when he made the move to Corvette Racing, they just went on to continue to win races and championships. 70 wins in the American Le Mans Series for Corvette, and right now they're running 2 and 3. That's Ollie Gavin has moved his way up into the 3rd position right behind Mags.
10.14.
Now in GT2, the Ferrari has been having some kind of issues. They had an understeer problem they were working on in practice here yesterday, but watch the 62 car, the red 62 here.
Well, that's Pierre Caffer behind the wheel of the 62 car, and here we see one of the BMWs, the 92 machine of Tommy Milner, going around the outside of him. 1 lap later, here comes Ollie Gavin on a charge in the Corvette. He goes down to the outside of turn 4. And once you get in position here, that'll put you on the inside for the upcoming corner. So Pierre Caffer is dropping like a stone right now. It's his first race here at Mid-Ohio, and this is a tough racetrack to learn.
You saw Gavin and also gotten around the BMW, more from Kelly.
Well, I talked to the Risi Ferrari team manager, David Sims. He says they have not heard a word over the radio from Pierre, so they're really baffled by what's going on. But as Calvin said, it is his first time at Mid-Ohio. In fact, the team was using an onboard GPS system.
There's one of the Corvettes, the number 4 car.
Right before they made their pit stop, look at this. Scott Sharp comes down, and right there you can see the incident with the 44 machine. It literally tore the side out of that patrol machine. Here we see it down into turn 6. Gets clobbered in the left side, and that immediately affects the aerodynamic balance of this car. It'll take downforce away, and so much more.
Time for our Michelin tire tip. Here's Mr. Snyder.
And Bill, it's always amazing how the American Le Mans Series race technology transfers to the street. Here's a great example. 2003, Corvette went to Le Mans. The race didn't go so well. They finished down 10 laps. They went back in 2004, put Michelins on the car, and they were very impressive. In fact, they were so impressed with the Michelins, they hired Lee Willard, Michelin engineer, to develop the brand new tire for the Corvette ZR1. So fast forward to this year, they jumped back into GT2, and Corvette hired Lee Willard to develop this new Michelin on the Corvette GT2. Can't get more one-to-one than that. The man developing this race tire for safety and speed, developing the tires on your Corvette at home as well for safety also. Bill, in fact, I bet Mr. Willard even designed the tires on your Corvette.
Well, if he did an outstanding job. I can't tell you that, Marty.
Very good.
And they don't have a lot of miles on them yet either.
Probably not a lot of rubber either, the way you drive.
Oh, that's not nice. But I don't text while I drive. I just want you to know.
Well, here we have the eyes of Johnny O'Connell on board the number 3 machine. He is a master at this racetrack. Won so many times over the year. He's the all-time winner at Sebring with 8 wins. He's had 4 wins at Le Mans, the most for any American driver. And here, he's had 5 victories, looking for another one here today.
Now in GT2, Porsche has fuel and a tire change. There's the number 3 Corvette also on pit road. And the 92 BMW GT2. There's the number 4 Corvette. And this battle with the BMW has been going on for a little bit too.
It's been a great race here between the Corvette and the BMW. BMW sort of like re-entered GT2. They had so much success back in the early 2000s sort of stage of the American Le Mans Series, but right now they are back, and they're finally starting to see some results with the Bobby Rahal-led team. But right now, Olivier Beretta holds down that final spot on the podium, but Dirk Mueller wants it back. These 2 cars, sorry Bill, got split. The 2 leaders in this class essentially got 3/4 of a lap because it went caution. The overall leader was right in between the 45, the 3, then there was the pace car, and then these 2 cars got stuck behind and lost 3/4 of a lap to the rest of the field.
It is so important to stay in front of that overall race leader.
It really is, and it's just really the roll of the dice. Where you are when that yellow comes out, you can get caught out and can completely ruin your race.
Now, the Corvette guys told us they would settle for a podium finish here.
I tell you what, they've been confident all week. You saw the look in their face, the look in their eyes. They knew they had a great race car. And you have to think about this is really just a test bed for 2010. They're going to run the full season next year. And will we see those yellow machines back at the top of the charts once again, this time in a different category?